We all know that our fine city has a long and varied history. So you may not be surprised to know that in fact there's a number of things in which Norwich is number one. For example, did you know that Norwich has more pre-Reformation churches than any city north of the Alps? But why is that? Well, during the 15th century, the wealthy merchant class who'd benefited from the city's emerging role as a European centre for the textile industry invested a fortune in sustaining a large proportion of the city's churches. By 1450, there were almost 60 churches within the city walls. Come the Reformation in the 1530s and Henry VIII's change from Catholicism to his newly formed Church of England, the city's church leaders basically said to Henry, "Yep, okay, we'll change, just leave us all alone to do it." So the king's men didn't come and destroy all the monasteries and the churches, and hence they remain in situ today. And on that theme, our wonderful cathedral might have the second tallest spire of all cathedrals in the country, but it does have the largest decorated Norman tower in England, the largest collection of roof bosses in the world, the largest cathedral close, and the magnificent cloisters are the largest in England. And by contrast, we also have the smallest cloisters in England, here at the Great Hospital. Here on Elm Hill, we've got the greatest collection of preserved Tudor buildings in Norwich, but did you know that it lays claim to having more Tudor buildings than the entire City of London? It's a remarkable survivor from Norwich's past and almost didn't survive. In the 1920s, the council decided to demolish Elm Hill as part of its slum clearance, but a spirited defence by the newly formed Norwich Society resulted in the street being saved by the casting vote of the Lord Mayor. And Elm Hill isn't the only picturesque street in our city. London Street was the first pedestrianised shopping street in the UK. In the mid-1960s, a burst water main necessitated its closure to traffic, and during that period, the traders noticed an increase in takings. An experimental scheme of closure developed into a permanent closure, and it's now a pleasant, traffic-free environment augmented by a range of attractive buildings. Now here's a quirky one to finish with, and I bet you've driven past this time and time again as you cross over St Crispin's Bridge and probably wondered, what on earth is it? Well, this 10-sided patented concrete urinal dates from around 1919 and used to sit opposite the old city station, which is of course long gone and demolished. And I can tell you that this is the world's oldest listed public concrete urinal and one of the earliest of its kind in England. Bet you didn't know that, did you?